Admiral Corthax activated the quantum communicator with ceremonial precision, his forearms adjusting his ceremonial battle regalia as the Imperial fleet's 1,000 ships aligned in perfect formation. Before them hung 3 modest human vessels, sleek, unadorned, and laughably small compared to the Empire's kilometer-long dreadnoughts. "Primitive humans," Corthax began, his voice carrying the authority of 1,000 conquered worlds. "You have violated Imperial space. Surrender immediately, or face the consequences of defying the Zephyrian Empire's might." The response came almost instantly, but it wasn't words. It was laughter. Pure, uncontrolled human laughter that echoed through the comm channels like some bizarre auditory virus. First one voice, then dozens, then what sounded like entire crews dissolving into hysterical giggles. "Are they mocking us?" Sub-Admiral Vex whispered, his scales darkening with indignation. The laughter continued for a full minute before a human voice finally managed to speak between chuckles. "Oh wow, sorry about that. It's just, did you really just threaten us with 1,000 ships? That's adorable. Hey Marcus, are you recording this? The grandkids won't believe it." Corthax's mandibles clicked in confusion. "Adorable? We are the Zephyrian Empire. We have conquered 17 galaxies." More laughter erupted. 17? Oh honey, no. You've conquered 17 star systems in one small galactic arm. We've been watching your expansion for decades. You're like cosmic toddlers with shiny toys. The Admiral's primary heart began racing. "Impossible. Our intelligence networks span." "Your intelligence networks," interrupted another human voice, clearly trying to suppress giggles, "think that quantum tunneling is advanced technology. We were using that stuff when we still lived on one planet." A new voice joined the conversation, this one female, and barely containing amusement. "Captain Rodriguez here. Admiral Corthax, right? We actually studied your empire in our military academies. You're a textbook example of imperial overextension combined with technological stagnation. My nephew wrote his thesis on you guys." Corthax felt his world tilting. "Technological stagnation? We possess weapons that can crack planets. Oh, the gravitic disruptors. Yeah, we saw those. 19th century human tech, basically. We stopped using kinetic weapons when we figured out how to convince matter to just change its mind about existing." Much more polite. The sub-admiral was frantically checking sensor readings. "Sir, I'm detecting massive quantum signatures from their ships, but our computers can't classify the technology. It's like they're operating on principles we don't recognize." The human called Rodriguez spoke again, her tone shifting to something almost motherly. "Look, Admiral, this doesn't have to be embarrassing. Just turn your fleet around and head home. Maybe invest in some education programs? Learn about dimensional physics. We hear the Andromedans offer excellent courses. We will not retreat." Corthax roared. "All ships, prepare to fire." The laughter stopped instantly. "Oh," said Marcus's voice, suddenly serious. "You actually want to do this the hard way." The 1,000 Imperial ships powered their weapons, their hulls glowing with charged energy as reality-rending armaments came online. The tactical display showed an overwhelming advantage, 3 human ships against the Empire's finest. Then the humans did something impossible. They multiplied. Where 3 ships had floated moments before, now millions materialized, each one identical to the originals. They filled space in every direction, a vast cloud of vessels that extended beyond the Empire's sensor range. "Probability manipulation," explained Rodriguez conversationally. "We convinced the universe that we might have brought more ships, and it decided to hedge its bets by making all possibilities real simultaneously. It's terribly wasteful, but very dramatic." Corthax stared at displays, showing more ships than his empire possessed in total. "This is impossible." Admiral, Marcus's voice carried genuine sympathy now. "The universe doesn't care what you think is possible. It only cares about what you understand. And you understand so very little." One of the human ships, or perhaps all of them, began broadcasting something that made the Imperial computers crash in rapid succession. It wasn't a weapon, it was pure information, concepts so advanced that the Empire's artificial minds simply couldn't process them without triggering cognitive overload. "We're sending you a gift," Rodriguez announced as Imperial systems began rebooting with strange new capabilities. "A basic education package. Elementary school level, by our standards, but it should advance your civilization by about 10,000 years. Consider it a get-well-soon card." As the Imperial fleet hung helplessly in space, their weapons offline, and their computers rebuilding themselves around concepts that hadn't existed moments before, the human ships began to fade back into probability space. "Nice meeting you, Admiral," Marcus called out cheerfully. "Maybe in a few millennia, when you've figured out how consciousness and physics are really related, we can have a proper conversation. Until then, play nice with the other children in this corner of the galaxy." The laughter resumed as the humans vanished entirely, leaving only the echo of their amusement and 1,000 Imperial ships that would never quite work the same way again. Korthax sat in his command chair, staring at readouts showing technologies that shouldn't exist, wondering how many other primitive species in the galaxy were quietly watching the Empire's expansion with the same amused tolerance adults showed for children playing war. The universe, it seemed, was far more complicated than the Zephyrian Empire had ever imagined. And somewhere in the vast darkness, humanity was still laughing,